How are we all, everybody? Hope everybody's well. Weather's rubbish, absolutely crap. Doing my head in. But anyway, we'll try and get on. I didn't carve last week. I do try and chuck a video out every week, but sometimes you struggle. Like I said, this is only my hobby, so I only do one day a week and stuff like that. However, or 1.5 days a week and stuff, and then when the weather's rubbish and blah 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 blah. But so this is my projects today. So last week I got a bit of wood, managed to get a bit of wood here. I got a couple of little things I want to have a go at. One of them, which I hope you're all going to enjoy, because this is going to go one way or another, is I'm doing my little boy Rolo. I'm going to attempt to do him. So I got this piece of beech. Now I did have this piece of beech, and I was hoping to get him out of here, but it's too small, as you can see. And I was trying, like I said, I was trying to squeeze him in and everything else. So I went and got another piece of beech, and I've drawn him out. So I squared this up so I can draw him out. I just templated him on there, and so I'm going to block this out, or attempt to block this out, and then we'll take it from there. I mean, I probably haven't picked the best dog in the world to do, because he's a pug with and all his faces, everything else all squashed up. I might as well just done a loaf of bread with some eyes. But we'll have a go. I want to have a go. You know, he's my little baby. So, and then we might have a go at Frank, might we, Frank? So you get Frank down there, look. So we'll see. Rolo, come over here. So yeah, I'm going to block this out first. So I'm going to get me saw and just stay on these lines, or best I can, and get him out. His tail sweeps over here. Get him as much as I can blocked out, and then take it from there. And then I thought, you know what, I'll do the old cockerel. So I've drawn the old cockerel out on this piece of wood, and hopefully we'll get that. I tidied up some bits of larch over there, so I'm going to do a couple of tikis or whatever, another cowboy hat bear or something. That went down pretty well. A lot of people around here like that. And then I got these two pieces of oak off of here. So I got this was one big long piece of oak, and I want to do a bench with these babies. So that's the plan, just do like a country bench. And I've changed my mind on the owl as well, because this isn't thick enough to do like the wings. I wanted the wings with the owl coming down here, and looking at it, the trouble is I get fed up of trying to squeeze things into. I got the ideas, but I just haven't got the wood, or the size of the wood. So I got to make sure I got the size of the wood, because otherwise I'm trying to squeeze them in. You got no room, and then I just thought if the wings look too narrow and it looks like, you know, he's trying to clap backwards and stuff, it's a waste of time. So I'm going to do an owl in there. Do a nice big owl on there, get rid of all this, cut all this down, maybe put a fox in there, and then a square, like a bit of a country scene, you know, blah blah blah. But anyway, the piece of oak I cut off of here, I'm going to try, there's a crack here, which it is what it is, but I'm going to cut all this out, so I'm going to have like a little fox, like a relief carving, I think they call it. So I'm going to that'll come out, and then have his tail drooping over the front of it, and then it'll be like a little wall hanging, really. So he's flat on the back there, look. And then I can have his big bushy tail out here. Hey, listen, that's the plan. I'm full of good ideas. It's just executing them. So what I'll do is I'll set the camera up, and hopefully I've put this down here now to stop you can't hear me like Darth Vader, heavy breathing and stuff, but we'll see. It is what it is. Like I said, the weather's crap in England. It's just the rain, the amount of torrential rain. I mean, I know it ain't monsoons and all that, but, you know, blah, blah, blah. We're well into spring now, and all the daffodils are coming up and starting to die back. All the trees are starting to blossom, and all it is mild and wet. But there you go. But anyway, hope you're all well, hope you're all good wherever you are. And yeah, I'll set the camera up. Let's get carving. Let's start blocking this out. I'll block it out, and then we'll stop and see where we are. Brilliant. Let's go. That'll make it a lot lighter. Oh, Jesus. Right, so straight away, my blade did go down a little bit at the back, but I'm hoping he stood like that. Not too much, but enough. So onwards and upwards.
Let's see what happens, shall we?
I'll tell you what I have noticed. I know I can take that off, I can afford to take that off, because it's wider than what rolo is. So what I do notice is, you know, when you're, I'll take this out now, I cut the width down so I use a bit of a smaller saw, because try and get that a little bit, I don't want to punch into them legs too much. I have gone down that way a little bit. I think we'll be alright, because his main bod is here. So it is down a touch, but then by the time you sort of shape him round, hopefully, hey listen, I'm winging this, but doing those cuts, especially with the larger saw, the plunge cuts and everything else, it's so hard to get it smack on level. It just, you know, you sort of like start cutting. But I think maybe we can get away with just tidying this up now. So I'm going to draw him on the front, what I think the width is, and we'll take it from there. And you don't want to see me draw him, because it takes me ages to draw some of that, because I'm not very good at it. That was templated, so I'd done a drawing on a projector and then templated that. That's why it looks half tidy. This one I'm going to do freehand though, because I've took some photos, so I'll pin up the photos and stuff, and we'll take it from there. So let's see. Like I said, I'm just winging this. Okay. Well, we got a rolo sort of. Couple of cuts. This one on the back, it was that plunge cut there, just come down a little bit, but it's okay, because by the time I shape his body, blah blah blah. And like anything, that was projected onto a piece of paper, transferred. Jesus man, I'm rubbish at drawing. But so, and the stuff I printed out of him, Rolo, you're gonna have to come and pose for me. The stuff I printed out of him is I left it a bloody young, but anyway, we will persevere. Sometimes you can look at the photos too much, but, and also realism, I think it's called realism carving. It's hard, man. I'm trying to create him in wood, and he is one of a kind. So what I'm going to do now is just sort of like mess about and start just shaping him in, try and get his width. I'm pretty much blocked out, I think, you know. He's an awkward little sod to do. If he just had a tail sticking up here and some big ears like Frank, but I just thought I'd give him a go. If I can get him right, that'd be brilliant. But I'll give him a go. So what I'm going to do is just mess about now. I'm going to try and keep him a bit wide just in case. I'd rather keep more wood on than take it off. And just take your time. You get into the flow and you start going, and then you only got to do one cut wrong and really messes it up and really get your hair off. And then just try and get the shape of him. He doesn't really contour down into hips or anything because he's a black pug who loves his grub. So he's sort of like more squarish. So I'm just gonna try and get rid of these sharp edges a little bit and see if I can get my head around it. Let's go. Excuse me, everybody. Bloody weather got cold. Right, that's it. That's the pug done, I reckon. We're painting black, put some eyes in him, and that's him sorted. Ha! I ain't got a clue what I'm doing, see? Not a clue. So I'm just I don't really want to mess it up if I can help it. I mean, what we got here? Yeah, I'm not worried about the base because we can sort that out, you know, make him stood on some or whatever. I'm not that worried about the base. I'll try not to dig too much of it away because his feet sort of like stop there. But we can do so. But obviously the little pug, Rolo's only got little legs, like, and they're not in proportion to his body, like most fat people or fat things. So like me. So he's only got little skinny legs, but I don't want to sort of like make him look skinny. So I think I'm just going to have a look at him now. I don't know. Have a look at him now, and also his tail comes right up on itself, big chunky thing. Jesus. So, and his face doesn't really stick off his body that much because he got big shoulders and quite a big chest. So basically, I ain't got a clue. But we're going to keep going. Just keep taking a little bit. I'll draw some features back on here now. And work out, his face is quite, sort of like that. It's not even flat. It's just like that. It's similar, bugger all. And I'll draw his ears and try and do it. I think I've bit off a little bit more than I can chew. However, I've always wanted to have a go at doing Rolo. I mean, when you're doing the little bears and the tikis and stuff like that, or even owls, you know, you can get them to look like an owl, and everyone knows they're an owl. But this might not look like a pug, and I don't want it to look like a blob. I'd love to get this right. So bear with me, and then what we'll do is let me get my head around it, because like I said, I'm just taking my time, so it'll be done in sections, this will. And then we'll trim a bit more off. Okay. So, like I said, I'm trying to take my time, and I'll just keep videoing in between. I'm not really carving too much. I'm sort of like keep standing back and looking at it. Probably looking at it about too much, really. I mean, Jesus Christ, I've cuddled up next to the dog for enough. But I would love to get this right. But, I mean, you know, I'd love to get it right. Sort of like shape his face and get all this. It's not a million miles away. But all I'm going to do now is just tickle some off, and I'm keeping these chunky. He hasn't got chunky legs. His little legs, he hasn't even got like a chest plate. It just got a big fold of chest that goes over it. So all that just comes over his front legs. They just disappear into the back there. So I'm just going to keep chipping away at him. And I've not got this down to this chest width I want yet, because I learned by my mistakes, you take too much off at one go and that's it. So I'm just going to titivate about with it, and I'm not worried about defining the legs and then they're too wide and then I have to take them back. At least I can see them, at least I'm playing with them. And like I said, I'd rather just take more off, and I do apologise if this is boring the hell out of everybody, but I do want to get this right. So bear with me, and it'll just be literally a bit of talking and a little bit of shaping, and we'll see where we can go. I mean, all I got to do is paint in black. He says black is the ace of spades anyway. Just paint in black, and you won't see hardly any of this anyway. But I'd like to get it right, you know. I know I should have done Frank first. Pointy nose, sticky up tail, skinny legs, skinny body. So let's keep going. And I do apologise if I keep sniffing. This face might be a little bit, it might want to come that. I'm not worried about that. I got the bulk of his head right. I think we can play with that. And also, you can just look at pictures too much. Sometimes, like I say, just go with what you feel. But we'll see. Like I said, I don't want to mess it up if I can help it. So let's see. So let's mess it up. I did run out of fuel. I apologise if I keep sniffing. Leggy weather, it's quite cold. Sorry about that. You have to bear with me. My nose is running like a train. Does my bloody head in. So all I'm doing is just not scared to carve it, but I'm just taking bits off and trying to shape it up, and we'll see where we are. I am scared to carve it. Okay. Note to oneself, and I've got to start learning to do this, especially on like projects that are mean a lot to me and stuff. I'm not selling this. No, I'm not selling anything, but this is for me. Immortalize my dog forever, or as long as I live anyway. So the battery ran out, so I was just messing about with him. However, if you can see that there, what I got to learn to do is when I just chop these sides off of the piece of wood and stuff, is to get this base right first before you even start doing anything. So my advice to anybody doing something and just starting out like I am would be to get this base right. I can feather that down this way, so it's not the end of the world, but because I didn't pay enough attention, and also when you're trying to cut the base out, get it at the right height, because I'm trying to do it, big piece of wood comes off the van or whatever, the trailer, and I'm there with a bigger saw and trying to do it on the floor and everything else. I should have lifted it up on the tractor, got it up, got the base right, cut it out nice and level, been happy with it, and then you can go on with your carving. Then you know the right hand side should look like the left hand side. You're dropping everything down to the base. However, live and learn. So, as you can see, I don't know if you can, but he's just, that bit's a little bit higher, probably about an inch. So I'm going to just take that off with a bigger chainsaw, and then I've just been messing about with him. I don't know, what do you reckon? And my nose, I could smash it off my face. So just bear with me. I always worry about the base after, really, and I shouldn't. I should take a lot more time with the base before I even think about doing anything. But anyway, what do you reckon on Rolo? I think he's coming along, isn't he? Should we all have a look from back there? He's all right, isn't he? I mean, it all comes down. See, these legs on my photo that I've got anyway, they sort of like just disappear under his chest. So I'll feather all this in, and that'll all become one. And these are like not his folds, but I call them his muscle creases. And then I probably might just go up underneath there a little bit more. That just got to go. I've got his ear in. I do apologise for my nose, everybody. Oh, Jesus. So, got him. So anyway, if it rains, I'm going to go absolutely mad. We haven't gone, I don't know, it's been raining since last November, it feels like, yeah? So anyway, I'm going to just take this off now, feather this back, and what the base I will just feather down, and just maybe just put some stones or whatever in there. I got his tail pretty much smack on. I think I got the bulk. Maybe take a bit more of this off. I'm pretty much done with it's his face. If I don't get his face right, then I think the face is the main thing. If I can get his face right, the little tongue hanging out, which always does. Excuse me. could go mad. This little tongue hanging out like it always does. I can level that off there, feather everything back from there. So I will try and attempt to get the base right. I'm just trying to get him right. If I can get him right, I'd say he's pretty hard to do. A pug, bulldog, jug, anything like that. Especially seeing when he's all black. Well, it doesn't matter what, yeah, whatever. So, fucking hell. God, I could go mad. It's getting that face right. So, but other than that, I think I got the proportions of him right. Because this has got to fold back a little bit because this is his like double chin, even though it's on the side. So this will fold back hopefully a little bit. And that's it really, so we just keep going. I'm going to try and get this base because it's doing my head in. I have got enough room that I could drop his leg a little bit. Or maybe just leave it as it is and just tidy the base up, you know? I don't know, it's one of them. Anyway, I'm going to blow my nose as good as I can. And then fill up the chainsaw. Do something with this base because it's doing my head and just tidy it up a little bit. I got the tail, that tail's just, I can do that with a die grinder maybe and just get it so, because it just does fold back on itself. They got quite a chunky tail, even though it's not very big, it's quite stubby and chunky. And then I think the rest of it could be sort of like die grinder stuff and everything else, maybe, I don't know, who knows. Who knows, baby? But you can tell it's a dog, I hope. And if I can get the face right, you'll definitely tell it's a dog. So onwards and upwards, everybody. Onwards and upwards. Dogs are led down flat out, just there. It is mild, even though it's rain. Anyway, whatever, I'm boring you. And then it's trying to get this side of his face where he's looking into his chest. So it's mold that into his chest, but then also give this muscle around here or neck muscle, whatever. I think we're getting there. I love this dog. If I can get this right, I'll be over the moon. I'm pissed off about the base, but keep going, I say. Keep going. And it, Rolo. Keep going. You know, I should have done that in the first place. I don't know why I leave the bases so big. I did, but note to oneself, or if anyone's just getting into this or whatever, a couple of things on this one, because I'd like to do it right, you know, is that plunge saw, when I brought it through, he did catch it. He didn't catch, I didn't realise, but I did plunge him through at an angle like that. And the back of him's, I'll get away with it on this. But if you were doing something that was really symmetrical, I think I'll get away with him on rolo. And most people are going to be looking at this anyway. But I'll show you the back later on. And the base. So it's just getting, if I'd have got that plunge saw square, just, and I'm talking an inch, but just, yeah, whatever, pain in the ass. But, so I'm going to get my little 170 now, and just, I don't know whether to just drop this a little bit to bring this back up, drop that. I have got a bit of room I can play with, but then it'll bring his ass right up in the air. But then I could, of course his tail will be on his neck. So I've got to be a little bit careful. I was quite surprised, yeah, where his tail, when they sit down how high their tail is up, where there's quite a big thick muscle at the bottom. But I don't know if I want to lower that too much. But I'll have a look at that. And then what we'll start to do is I'll see if I can draw this face in a bit better. And I don't know whether to just, I suppose just a die grinder on there and just shape her up a bit. So I'm going to just mess about with the 170 a little bit, just tidy up underneath his belly and stuff. And just tidy a few things up, and then we'll take it from there. I don't know, what do you reckon? I've got to just shape that a little bit. If I can do that, that's fine. The actual, if I'm boring you, sorry, but you know, this is Warren's carving journey, and it's just about my trials and tribulations. I'm not trying to earn money or nothing. I'm trying to stop my nose from running, I know that much. But if I can get, I got the proportions pretty much right. So it's a shame about the base, my fault. Next time I'll know. I got my rooster down there to do. Okay, it's not as big a wasp now, but we'll get there, I reckon. We'll get there. Like, I'm happy with the proportions, you know. I'm happy with the initial cuts. You know, I'm not even doing this a year, and I come in and do it once a week, maybe a little battery chainsawing, you know, for an hour or two at night on some little things. I've done some little wood spirits and stuff with the die grinders and stuff. So you can tell it's a bloody dog. Like I said, I date myself most of the time. You can tell it's a dog. You can tell, I don't know whether you could tell it's rolo. You know? I don't know, he ain't a million miles away, is he? Let me draw in a little bit and have a think about this, because he's so fat. He's so fat, I have got room to get rid of these hips and mess about with the legs. So let me have a look at that. Go and buy about 2 ton of toilet roll. And then we'll take it from there. And there is no excuse to mess it up, really, not with this motorcycle lift I got now, but there you go. Hey, live and learn. If you can learn by other people's mistakes, it's brilliant. So yeah, so leave it with me. Okay, like I said, I'm taking my time with this. So it's from what have I spent? I started just gone 10 o'clock. It's nearly 3 o'clock now. Someone come around to have a chat. I've had a good 4 hours on this. I know it might not look like it, but most of it's been just standing back. I got to get the face right. I'm in a dilemma because it looks like the face is off center, but when Rolo's like that, like with me, all his neck fat folds here, so his face is only there. So I think it's all right. And so I'm just going to try and scratch a few of these his nose and stuff in now with a die grinder, and just gently shape it, because they ain't got no triangle. Like Frank's got a triangle, we've all got triangles. Rolo has got a triangle, but it looks like someone sat on it, so it ain't a lot, and it goes that way as well. So I got to try and punch that back a little bit and see where we are. So I'm just going to do it gently. I'm not going to, we're not going to record loads of it, just keep going and just show you through the stages. And then also I might just take that leg there to there and then back up round, and then that way then I've got him level again, and I think I've saved him on the base, I think, you know. And I can titivate about with the back of it. I've done the back, done the side. And the back of him, he just, so this one wants just tarting up when I've got that bit right. So he's pretty much getting there. So I'm happy with him so far, but I'm also anxious about this next bit, about getting his face right. I mean, I'm probably worrying too much really, but when he's if I put him like that, and then I can do this here, and you should be able to see it without me back. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm anxious about this one, because I think I got the proportion and everything right with him. Because all this has got to come back, be pushed like layers now. So it's got to go boom, 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 and then fade back out around that way. So it won't look so squarey. It'll go away, if that makes sense. And then this one, his skin pushes up. His skin's tight there, and the skin push. I don't know if he's got any tight skin on him at all. So, but I think we're getting there. So I'm just going to get the die grinder and put a couple of these things in. Muscle creases is what we call them on Rolo. And I'll make up my mind. I'll probably do a bit with him tomorrow, but I'm just going to have a half hour or so just doing this eyes and just seeing if I can push it back. So we'll see. I think what I'm going to do is put the flame grill bit on there, flame burr bit. See, that's his face. That's because I was sort of like, I couldn't get my head around it, but that's his face there. And then that's back. And just back. So I'm going to change the bit for this, because that just, I don't know, even though it does all that, it just, I want to take as much off as possible. So let's do that. Let's have a go. Right. So this is the coarse flame bit from Cutzel, so we'll see. As you can tell, I'm shit scared to go at it. But, oi, oi, oi. But then you see what I'm saying, just try and push that back a little bit. And then now his face don't look so flat. But, so I'm not gonna do much more today because I want to have a little think about this. But what I might do is get my smaller Dremel out, because there's a little bit more finesse. So that at least I can do the nose, because I think the nose is obviously, well actually if you look at the pug, the nose is back here and his little face is like that. But I've got that anyway on that, so I could do his nose, get his nose right, and I'm just going to really just do stage by stage by stage, because I drive into that with a Dremel too much, or especially that die grinder too much, and it's gone. He's gone. And I tell you what, I'm not a million miles away from him. So I'm just going to have another look at this. Suss out the ears. I don't know whether to do the ears first, actually. Suss out the ears, and we'll take it from there. Okay, cup of tea, take me time. I don't want to mess it up. Do you know what I mean? I think his legs, I want to round obviously got to round the legs off. I don't know whether to still take that down or not. I got room to do it because of his ass. And he hasn't really got shoulders because it's just his legs just go up into his body. So I can just feather that in there. Hey, we'll get there, won't we? We'll all get there together, I reckon. Right, leave it with me. But I'm going to wrap this up for today. Hopefully I'm not shouting. I'm going to wrap this up for today.